Now, I've said this once and I'll say it again, but actress Julia Roberts is no longer known as Pretty Woman, but she is now known as Petty Woman because she does a lot of petty things out there toward the general public for either questioning her overall view on world issues or her overall view of supporting DEI. And also, we know that the public is really just done. They are done with actors and actresses like George Clooney, Julia Roberts, Alec Baldwin, Robert De Niro. I mean, the list goes on and on out there. And they are the ones that continue to double down on their agenda, their overall ideology, and it's just not working for them. In fact, it's actually providing them a overall scenario of digging themselves further into a deeper hole that they really can't escape at this point. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So, one thing is for certain is that we know that the one executive order that President Donald J. Trump signed just yesterday on the 20th, it is frightening a lot of actors and actresses out there about what's going on right now with DEI. Now, we know that DEI is going to be withdrawn from many different agencies out there. And basically, he is also slamming everything to do with DEI in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry, in the music industry, in all fields of entertainment. It is now being called out by Donald Trump. Now, what's interesting here has a lot more to do with Julia Roberts and her overall stance on those executive orders, specifically one of which having a lot to do with DEI, and everything also to do with his overall view of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Let's jump into this, shall we? Now, Julia Roberts, this is nothing new coming from her, but it's also not all that shocking, but with many actors and actresses doubling down on their agenda and continuing to go on rants after Donald J. Trump took office on the 20th, one major development now involves more to do with Julia Roberts yet again, where she went on yet another mindless tirade about President Trump and his executive orders, and his inauguration, mind you. Julia delivered the following. I can't even put my emotions into words after all the executive orders that I witnessed that were signed by President Trump, who I just can't stand calling the president right now. Have you seen all those executive orders? It was ridiculous. But I thought the ones that he signed was a disgrace, and they are truly going to change America forever. Many of those orders, I think, will change everything for worse and not for the better. The withdrawal of DEI from agencies is probably the greatest mistake any president has ever made. He literally just reset one of the greatest achievements by President Biden and what he accomplished for the past 4 years by giving so many the chance for our ethnic backgrounds a voice and an opportunity. And let me say one thing about that inauguration. That this was way too long, it was way too drawn out, and was giving me and my peers a headache just knowing about how long the celebrations were taking place. This type of worshipping needs to stop already for a man that only wants to divide this country, and I hear he wants to sign more orders. That's lunacy, pure lunacy. This is not how a president acts and presents himself to the people. I thought his pardons also made him look very guilty and beyond unprofessional to the public. He is one to criticize Hollywood and the overall fine art of acting. Well, as a woman who cherishes her work and the roles I got the opportunity to participate in over the decades, they deserve a voice, and it seems like Trump is going to strip that opportunity away from so many talented actresses and actors that are up and coming that come from the category of diversity, equity, and inclusion. We shouldn't just focus on merit or professionalism. Diversity truly unites this country in the best way that you can. So guys, let me just stop right here for one moment. Now, the reason why I bring up a lot of these actors and actresses is that they are the ones that are contributing to the division. They are the ones that are very divisive in this country, right? That's the ultimate truth. They are the ones to say that the opposite is contributing to a divide in the United States. It's actually what Julia Roberts is doing right now by saying that merit and professionalism should be, put to the wayside, and that diversity, equity, and inclusion should be their top priority. That is the main issue right now, and saying things like that are the very reason that you see a lot of division within Hollywood, a lot of division within the entertainment field right now, whether it's television, film, music, art, books, novels, whatever it may be, it's everywhere, and DEI just needs to get, thrown out into the garbage once and for all. And it's going to take a very long time, guys. I mean, it's going to take years upon years to finally go back to pure normalcy, but we'll have to wait and see how that tide turns. Now, she goes on to continue, and to see that now stripped away from agencies first really makes you wonder what's coming next for the film industry now. I can only imagine, and it's one of my greatest fears yet, the blame that I and George, she's talking about Clooney, took was also very challenging and exhausting. Claiming that we contributed to the 2024 election loss, that's irresponsible. That is so completely untrue and false that it just makes you want to laugh at the hypocrisy coming from one side of the country that worships President Trump. They are the ones to say that we push false narratives when we deliver the truth to the people. So again, here we have Julia Roberts saying that they deliver the truth to the people, yet at the same exact time, you had Roberts, alright, Julia Roberts, who made a commercial about the 2024 election promoting the overall act of lying to your spouse about who you voted for. That's how far they went to really try to get one side to actually get Kamala Harris to win the election. That's basically what they tried to do. That's the problem that I have, is when you have actors and actresses like this getting way too involved in politics to the point where they have to promote lying to your spouse. They have to promote that overall act, and that really just goes to show you how out of line they truly are. She goes on to conclude, and now look at everything that he is doing. He is silencing people that hold so many opportunities around the world. DEI should be celebrated and welcomed, not exiled through an executive order. I am truly saddened by this news, and I think it's such disgusting behavior coming from Donald Trump. So, look, we know that Julia Roberts has presented herself vocally, of course, as an activist. I like to call them activists, because they're actors that act like, activists, or vice versa. But Julia Roberts is not going to stop, alright? She's one of those actresses that will never stop at what she believes in or what she thinks is right. And look, hey, it's a free country, you can believe in what you want to believe in, that's fine. But when you're trying to force it onto your own followers and your own viewers or your own fans, that's when you're making a very big mistake. Maybe you should think twice about what you say, because we all know that the majority do not believe in what Julia Roberts has to say. And she really does deliver by far the most crazy things possible out there. The fact that you want to focus less on merit and professionalism and more on diversity, equity, and inclusion. That is the epitome of all the wrong going on right now in the US. So overall, I think that at the same exact time, Julia Roberts just has to really just vanish into thin air, maybe retire from acting, or at least take a very good hiatus and call it quits for a while at the very minimum, and maybe you'll make a comeback. I highly doubt so. But overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about Julia Roberts, her overall view on Donald Trump's executive orders, and how DEI is now slowly, getting destroyed. From one studio to the other, from one corporation to the other, and I think it's going to be a very interesting turn of the tide. But overall, if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.